Kaiser.
What is going on, Anime Society? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Of course, it is your humble host, Hunter, along with my great co-host, Jonah. What's up to the people, man?
What's going on, everybody?
We hope you guys have really enjoyed the content that we've been bringing to you for the past few weeks, and we also want to extend a big thank you to all of those who have been subscribing and liking our videos. Do not forget to also go and follow us on Instagram for updates, and we have also started a new thing where you can ask questions in the comments, and we will try and get a video up answering some of those questions before the next episode happens. So be sure to get in the comments and ask your questions, and me and Jonah will be able to give you our answers to those questions. We have a different kind of video for you this week. It's really more of things that we're excited for. It's almost going to be a list, but it's not going to be a very long list. It is going to be the summer 2020 anime that we are most excited for. There are some good anime getting ready to come out, good adaptations getting ready to come out, whether or not it's part 2s or season 2s or originals that are getting ready to just be animated for their first season. Jonah, I know that I'm really excited about it. How about you? Are you excited about the new anime coming out in 2020 this summer?
Of course, man. I'm always excited for a new anime season. There's always a mixed bag of things. You know, you get some season 2s, season 3s. You also get some originals that are exciting. I know that recently the spring anime season and this summer anime season, we have the webtoon adaptations that as part of the agreement between Webtoon and Crunchyroll. And so it's cool to see some of the Korean manga get adapted into anime. So I'm definitely excited. And I know that a few people that I've talked to on Instagram recently have said, you know, we'd love to see another recommendation video, yada, yada, yada. So this kind of falls in that category where we can tell you the ones that have caught our eye that we think are going to be really cool.
Absolutely, and I want to emphasize that as well. This is like what is interesting us, so if we miss one that maybe you're interested in, please don't take it too much to heart. You can go ahead and leave it in the comments that maybe we need to check it out and we just haven't really paid much mind to it. An anime coming out this summer, one that you're excited for, and let us know about it as well. But with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the summer anime of 2020 that are going to really intrigue us and really catch our eye. And with that, we're going to start off with a season 2, and it has been 4 years since the first season of this show came out, and we are talking about Re:Zero, and this is a highly anticipated second season of Re:Zero because the ending of Re:Zero season 1 left you on quite a cliffhanger. The basic plot is that Natsuki Subaru, who is the protagonist, he has this ability that even if he dies, he comes right back. Almost imagine it like you're playing Call of Duty and you're just playing multiplayer. Every time you die, you respawn. That's essentially what this is. He dies, and then he respawns, but it's at a certain checkpoint, and you never really know what the specific checkpoint is going to be, but just know that he almost has a built-in do-over system. And I think this has been very much anticipated, and it has been very much needed, because that anime, since it has been out for 4 years already since season 1, it's kind of fallen on the back burner and people have forgotten about it, but now this is going to really revitalize the fan base. And I know, Jonah, you're in the midst of watching season 1 right now. It's almost like a blessing that you don't have to wait 4 years for season 2. It's just coming out right as you're finishing season 1.
Exactly. It just so happened that I was in France, so I didn't get to catch Re:Zero season 1 when it originally dropped, but that's honestly the reason why I started watching it, was because I was starting to hear all this hype online, you know, about Re:Zero season 2 finally coming back, and so I decided to watch it. And honestly, like it's a really cool series. It has a really interesting premise. There are a lot of isekai anime. Isekai is just any anime where the main character gets transported to like a different world. And this one has a really cool premise. I really like the return from death checkpoint type system. It's cool, and The animation is really cool as well. They do a good job of blending like CGI and traditional animation, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm definitely stoked for season 2. I'm hoping that freaking Subaru gets some kind of power up though, because I'm tired of him being like a scrub.
I guess that's just what we're going to have to see. So that's the first anime that we are super excited for that is coming in summer 2020. Jonah, why don't you go ahead and take the next one, because I know you're a huge fan of this anime series.
I am a big fan. So the second one that we're excited for that's coming in summer 2020 is Sword Art Online Alicization Part 2. And I know that a lot of anime fans are familiar with Sword Art Online. It's got very mixed feelings in the anime community because it exploded when season 1 came out. I don't know how many years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago, probably. Everyone loved it. I mean, it was like all the rage in the anime community. And then a lot of people fell off because they were really disappointed of how it transitioned from its first arc to the subsequent arcs. And I have to agree. I mean, it really took a downturn after the first arc. The premise of Sword Art Online, really in all the seasons, is main character, his name is Kirito. There are a bunch of side characters though that kind of make like a main party cast. You know, it's not necessarily focused on one character in specific. It's kind of a party of characters. The premise is like they get stuck in a video game in some sort of form and they need to make it out. There are other factors and stuff at play, and Alicization makes it a lot more intense than the original Sword Art Online is. But honestly, Alicization redeemed Sword Art Online in my mind. Like when they went from the first arc, season 1, it took, like I said, it took a big downturn, but Alicization has brought back some notoriety and some hype around Sword Art Online because part 1 of Alicization was actually really, really well done.
I agree with you. I think the transition in between arcs in season 1 of Sword Art Online definitely took a turn, especially when it started to get into the kind of my sister wants to make love to my brother type stuff. That got kind of weird when they started.
The weird Japanese stepsister trope.
Yeah, that got weird. And then, you know, they went from, of course, basically being adventurers to almost fairies, and that was just a weird, and it was almost one of those things where it's like, why didn't you just end it after, you know, the first arc of the first season of Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
Because Gun Gale was amazing. I think that really revitalized a lot of fans when they put out technical season 2 and Gun Gale. So Alicization really is going to do a good thing in bringing back the fan base, because it has been a hot minute since there's been a Sword Art Online, and I think it's the same thing that is going to happen with the ReZero fans. It's going to draw them back in, and it's going to bring them back into this world, and they're going to realize why they fell in love with the anime in the first place.
Yeah, no, for sure. That wraps up Sword Art Online Alicization Part 2. And so the next one that we have on the list, I'll let you introduce it, Hunter, but this is one of those, like I was saying earlier, that is a result of the partnership between Webtoon and Crunchyroll. And so Webtoons, for those of you guys who aren't familiar, they're kind of like Korea's version of manga. They haven't had very many anime adaptations. And so recently there's been this, you know, merger between Crunchyroll and Webtoon, and they're starting to animate a lot of these series that have, you know, millions of followers worldwide.
And with that, the next manhwa, which is obviously the Korean version of manga that is getting ready to be adapted, is the God of High School. And I know what you're thinking. What? There's a God of High School? Is this like of all the high schools? Is this of just one high school? Yes, it is of just one high school. We're talking about a main character in Jin Mori. And Jin Mori is an incredible martial artist, and he's never lost a fight. He believes in himself, and he thinks that he is, of course, the strongest high schooler. And my God, if you haven't lost a fight, why would you not think you're the strongest high schooler in your school?
Right.
And he happens, you know, to just be approached by a mysterious individual, and of course, one thing leads to another, and he gets invited to the God of High School fighting tournament. That's all you've got to say to get me hooked. We're getting ready to have just a martial arts anime where all they do is just fight one after another, and they're all just high school students. It's great. Any weapons or styles are allowed. The winner, of course, you know, a lot of anime are like this. If you win, if you get to the top of the tower, if you beat the level, you get any wish granted. So that part's kind of, you know, a cliche. But other than that, I think this is going to be really cool. And yeah, sure, there are a lot of action anime out there that a lot of people can really get behind. If you're an action, you know, action movie lover, action TV show lover, action anime lover, then you are really going to like this, because just some of the fight scenes, if you look at it through the webtoon and the manhwa, dude, it looks sick. And the animation, animation is going to be pristine as well. You know, you can and I'll just put this out here, it might be a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. You can find all of these trailers, whether it's here on YouTube, you can search it in a Google search, you can find the trailers to all of these upcoming anime series. So if you don't just want to take our word for it and you want to go and see what it looks like from the trailer, go and find it, because the animation in the God of High School is going to be pristine. I'm super excited for this, especially because it's going to be something fresh and new that has not just been on the manga scene for a lot of people that are manga readers and don't really know about the webtoons. I'm really excited to see more webtoons getting animated with Crunchyroll.
Yeah, same. Like you were saying about the trailers, I think what we can do is actually we can just post the links, if I guess, in the description. That way people have an easy way of finding those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that a lot of people in the community are excited for these manhwa webtoon adaptations because of the success of Tower of God.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Tower of God kind of took the anime community by storm this past anime season, because people were like, the animation style is really cool, it's interesting, it's got really cool color schemes. And so I think that people are starting to realize the potential that manhwa and the webtoon community has to offer. And I know for myself, I've read like 4 or 5 webtoons so far, and all of them are really well done. You know, all of the character development's really cool. I think, like you were saying earlier, though, the main appeal of God of High School is gonna be the fight scenes, though. I mean, I've watched the trailer like 4 or 5 times now, and man, the fight scenes look like they are about to be crazy. They look like they are about to go so hard. So I am stoked for God of High School. I think that one is going to be really well done, and it's going to gain a lot of hype because of the action focus.
And that is another one of the summer 2020 anime that we are super excited that is coming around the corner. And now the last one, Jonah, take it away.
So the last one on our list isn't known as well. It doesn't have as much hype surrounding it, but I think me and you both are really excited for this. It's an anime called Decadence. And so basically the plot of it is 90% of all of humanity has been wiped out by this foreign alien race called the Gadol. And so in order for humanity to survive and continue to thrive and exist, the remaining part of humanity has built these massive, you know, mechanical mobile fortresses. Think like the movie that came out not too long ago called Mortal Engines. I never actually went and saw it, but it seems kind of similar. They're like these mobile castle looking things, and they fight each other, and they have other functions and stuff. It seems kind of similar to that, where all of humanity is cooped up in these massive fortresses, and they're called Decadence, hence the title. And so basically, in this world, the society of humanity is broken up into 2 classes of people. You have what are called gears, who are the warrior members of society, who their sole responsibility is to act as a military attack force and fight back against the Gadol. And then you have tankers, who are essentially everyone else. These are people who don't have any kind of prowess for battling or fighting, and say they do all of the other odd jobs, ins and outs, that are necessary in order to sustain humanity. And so the protagonist is this girl named Natsume, who is a tanker, but she dreams of being a gear. She meets a guy named Kaburagi, who's kind of like a mechanic. He works on the Decadence, repairing them and stuff. And so the story kind of follows them on their path together, chasing their dreams, finding hope in a world that seems lost. So yeah, it looks really cool. The animation looks beautiful. I was really impressed by the trailer. The colors are all really vibrant. The lines are really clear and good. I think it's going to be a quality anime for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a quality anime for sure as well. Definitely because of, you know, the animation for a lot of people is what can make or break an anime, regardless of the story. If it's something that looks like it was made by a 5-year-old, then it's not going to be as appealing to watch. It's going to be hard to keep with it. If the story is good and the animation is good, which is what it looks like it's going to be right here with Decadence, then you're definitely going to have me hooked. It's another one of, you could almost say, a cliche post-apocalyptic time where people are trying to survive. Just because that's a recurring theme, the story could be amazing, and the journey that Natsume and Kaburagi go on could be just one of the best stories there is. So I am with you when you said I think that you and me are both excited for Decadence. Absolutely. When I saw the trailer for it, I said, oh yeah, this is down my alley. So yeah, I am too really excited for Decadence. And that is the final anime that we're going to list that we are excited coming out here in the summer of 2020. We have 2 honorable mentions, though, that we just really won't go into detail, that we'll just extend to you if you want to go and watch them. Of course, there is Food Wars 5th Plate. This is the 5th season of Food Wars, so you have to, obviously, if you want to know what's going on, watch seasons 1 through 4. I wouldn't just jump into the 5th Plate. But then there's also Fire Force Season 2. Fire Force, obviously you got to watch the first season as well, but there's also season 2 coming out this summer. So those are our honorable mentions.
And also remember to check us out on Instagram, and remember that we're also going to be doing the second installment of the content creator Q&A next week before episode 10 drops. Hunter will be conducting that, so make sure you guys post all of the questions that you guys have in the comments. Make sure that they're embarrassing so he has to answer them, and yeah, have fun with it.
And with that, that is going to wrap up the summer 2020 anime that we are most excited for. I know it was a shorter episode, guys, but this is just one that we really wanted to make for you guys so we can extend almost another recommendation list to you.
And just FYI, when we're talking about summer, we probably should have said this at the beginning, but whatever. Summer 2020 anime refers to all of the anime that are going to be dropping or debuting in the first couple weeks of July. And so that's when all of these will start airing. Anime is normally broken up into seasons just by release dates and stuff. But yeah, so those are the 4 that we're really excited for. I think that all of you will find when they actually drop, hopefully they live up to the hype. I'm sure that they will. Thanks you guys for watching another episode of the Anime Society. We really appreciate you.
And with that, we're going to wrap this up. If you have an anime that you are excited for coming in summer 2020, please drop it in the comments below. We will be down there scrolling through and looking to see which ones you're most excited for. And if you're most excited for one of these as well, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to keep up with some more Anime Society content. We will see you next time, Anime Society.
Peace.
Kaiser.